Okay, I think I am live right now. So, welcome everybody. I'm gonna read another book. Today, I'm not gonna read any story book, although I was planning for any other things, but things changed. Okay, so today, I'm gonna read a book called Manorama Tell Me Why. This is the 21st edition. Sorry. So, let's see what it says. It is a very informative book, so that's why I picked this one. Let me make it closer so that you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so this is the very first this is a 2008 edition. Okay, and it is about weapons. Okay, so this is a serious topic. So history of mythology of weapons. What is weapon? A weapon is any tool used to gain tactical advantage over an enemy by injuring, defeat, or destruction. A weapon can be simple as a club or as complex as an intercontinental plastic missile. Weapons have always been integral part of human history, and weapons are developed and accelerated in modern times. In ancient times, weapons made up of in ancient times, weapon made up for man's defense defen- defense. In ancient times, weapons are made up for man's defense of natural weapons of natural weapons such as claws. Wood weapons were common in those days. During medi, medieval period in Europe, weapons revolved around king. mm, Uh, sorry, during medieval period in Europe, weapons revolved around knight and castles. Knight mounted on horse required weapons, as did the building castle on large scale, which necess- necessitated 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 new weapons to help defend them. With the resist with the renaissance renaissances. What does this mean? Let me check it. What is the meaning of this exact word? Re na ISSANCE. Meaning of this. What is the meaning of this? The revival of European art and literature under the influence of classical models in 14th to 16th century. The culture and style of art and architecture developed during how to pronounce it? Let me check how to pronounce it so that I can work on it.
Renaissance.
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 I don't know how to say it. Renaissance. 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 With the Renaissance come combustion powered device and gun and rockets were introduced. Modern weapons were used from the times of American War of Independence and even earlier in Europe. Human powered weapons become absolute. Now army, armies of world use sophisticated rifles, cannons, machine guns, rockets, and long range missiles. History of mythology of weapons. Personal weapons are designed to be used by a single person. Complex weapons are naturally large, the personal weapons, and require more than one person to operate them. My dear friends, those of you watching my stream right now or later, there's no way, there's no point, there's no intention to spread hate or influence you to use weapons, anything like that. I'm just reading a book just to improve my knowledge and reading skill and speaking skill of English. So there's no way I'm planning or want to improve, I mean, to influence you all to use weapon at all. So this is a disclaimer. Please not do that. Okay. So history of mythology of weapons. Personal weapons are designed to be used by a single person. Complex weapons are naturally large than personal weapons and require more than one person to operate them. Okay, what do you mean by weapon of mass destruction? Okay, a weapon of mass destruction (WMD) is a weapon which can kill large number of human beings and create great damage to man-made structures. The term covers several weapons types including nuclear weapons, nuclear biological chemical, nuclear biological chemical NVC, and increasingly radiological weapons. There is controversy over when the term WMD was first used, whether it was in 1937 during the aerial bombardment of Guernica, Guernica, Guernica in Spain, or at the time of nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. The phase earned widespread. The phase earned widespread use in relation to US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003. Okay, this is interesting, like not in good way, but aircraft. Okay, so what is this? Aircraft weapons are designed to carried on jet fighters, helicopter, gunship, and other aerial vehicles. Naval weapons are designed to mounted on ship. Submarines are also used to attack enemy ships by firing torpedoes, torpedo, torpedoes, and missiles. What is ABC welfare? In military context, ABC welfare means atomic, biological, and chemical welfare. Okay, A for atomic, B for biological, C for chemical welfare. Nuclear bomb, nuclear, biological, chemical welfare are referred to as NBC, and chemical, biological, radiation and nuclear welfare known as CBRN. Okay. Okay. What objects were used as weapon in ancient times? The Stone Age start with flint knives, hand axe. Hand axes were used to butcher animals. A dart was a powerful projectile weapon, and anthropologist, anthropologistic, anthropologist, anthropologists have thrown reconstructed dart through the several inches oak using atlas. What does this mean? I really don't know. The Stone Age start with flint knives, hand axes. Hand axes were used to butcher animals. A dart was a powerful projectile weapon. An anthropologist have thrown reconstructed darts through several inches oak using atlas. An atlas is a tool that uses leverage to throw darts. Okay. I can see a picture of here, so that makes clear to me what is this weapon looks like. It is like a slingshot, I think. A very earliest slingshot, it looks like that. The board leaf-shaped head of a the board leaf-shaped heads of this ancient dart penetrate deeply and easily cut arteries. Oh boy, this is a very very bad weapon. The sling and spear existed before the dart, as slings were prone to decay. Their oh wait, what? The sling and spear existed before the dart. As slings are prone to decay, their is no evidence of their existence. Okay, we must assume that the point of bone, antler, or even fire-handed would made expect. Wait, what is this? We must assume that the point of bone, antler, or even hard earned word fire hard earned. This word is quite new for me, so that's why it's making me that hard to pronounce. But still, I'm trying my best. Please hang in there. The sling and spear existed before the dart. As slings are prone to decay, there is no evidence of their existence. We must assume that the point of bone, antler, or even fire hard earned wood made effective spear points to till metal took over. Okay. So at that time there was no metal. Okay. So they used this type of things, wood, I mean a bone, antler, or even fire hard in it. I don't know what does that means. I can Google it. I mean I can search it on internet, but still in old times archery was in demand. Wooden bows were used by people from various cultures. Later composite bow or bows made from different materials. We preferred the wooden bows of the same weight. Earliest evidence for rows are dated over 60 years. These arrows were made with small sharp pieces of stone embedded and arrow shaft. It is believed that some cultures made weighted arrow point by cutting a hollow reed diagonal and filling end segment with clay. What does this reed means, man? I really wanna know. REED means a reed is a tall, sladed leaves plant of grass family which grow in water or massy ground. Okay, so earliest evidence earliest evidence for arrows are dated just over 60,000 years. These arrows were made with a small sharp piece of stone embedded in arrow shaft. What is shaft means? SHART. Man, there are so many words that I have to learn. SHARFT. SHAFT means shaft. A, a pole or rod that form the handle of tool or weapon. Okay. So these arrows are made with small sharp piece of stone embedded arrow shaft. It is believed that some culture made weighted arrow point by cutting a hollow reed diagonally and filling the end segment with clay. Sorry. These obviously have been lost by decay. Swords, okay, so that means they used to some weapons, but just because they were completely full of natural things, made up of natural things, that's why they got decayed. And there's a hard, and those are very hard to find. That means sword short swords too were popular due to their let let lethality lethality. What does lethality means? Lethal weapon like lethality means the capacity to cause death or serious harm or damage. Okay, okay. Short swords were short swords too were popular due to their lethality in close combat. Okay. The most effective defense to traditional weapon was a fort fortress. What are the famous armors and handgears described in various mythology stories from around the world? Hmm. Mythological tales tell mythological mythological tales tell of famous armors and handgears worn by ancient warriors and heroes. Greek mythology tells of a Greek mythology tale of the armor and Achilles, created by the god Hep- Hephaestus, Hephaestus. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrect, and said to be impenetrable. Okay, so those were impenetrable. Okay, the armor of Thor, Norse god of thunder, consisted consisted of Girdle of Might, a magic belt that doubled his strength, and iron gloves so he could wield Mjolnir. Oh my god. Or his magic armor. Oh, okay. Armor of Beowulf, as well known Scandinavian hero, was made by Valiland. These are the Greek words, so it's pretty hard for me to pronounce, but still I'm trying my best. Okay. Famous blacksmith. The epic Mahabharat gives detail of armor of Karna, one of the central characters. Famous headgear include the helmet of Rostam, a mythic, a math, mythic, mythical hero from Iran. In the Persian epic Saharnama, these heroic figures slay the divine speed, a giant demon, and uses his head as a helmet. My God, what is this? Man, this is interesting. They used to be so great weapons and tools like armors and things like that. The helmet of Hades. The helmet of Hades, the Greek god of underworld, was created by one-eyed monster called Cyclops. Cyclops, okay, and made the warrior invisible. Warrior, okay. Those who wear that armor make them invisible for others to make them invisible, right? The Tarnhelm, the Tarnhelm, and the helmet gives warrior the ability to change form and be. Okay, I think these are not true. I think these are not true. These are just a myth or just a story. I think these type of things are not existed. Like it's just a myth. I think it's not true. It is just a story. I think a helmet gives warrior the ability to change form or become invisible. Was used by Albrecht in during the Des Nibelungen, four epic music dramas by famous German composer Wagner. Okay. What are the various mythological pole arm? Japanese mythology has the heavily speared Aminyo Hoko, the spear used by Shinto deities Izazaki and Izanami to create the world. Celtic mythology brings the spear of Cuchulainn and made from the bone of sea monster Odin, I think. Norse mythology speaks of magical spear which never missed its aim. This is Odin's magical spear created by the dwarf Davalin. Daval, Davalin. Another great spear is one that belongs to Celtic sun god Ogma. It was called Ogma's whip, whip. Greek mythology tells about the great mythical spear of Achilles, made from the ash tree at Mount Polion. This was created by god Hephaestus and gave to Archie's father Peleus. Peleus. The Greek god Poseidon has trident which he used to create the first horse by hitting the side of rock. Man, I'm really not getting the points that because these are the very confusing words, hard to pronounce, and it is very hard for me to remember what happened and what is it. So please don't mind it. The Greek god of Poseidon has a trident, which he used to create the first horse by hitting the side of a rock. The Trisul was the mighty three-pronged trident of Hindu deity Shiva. How did bow and arrows secure an important place in war in mythology? We have all heard the expression "struck by Cupid arrow," which means to fall in love with a person. Cupid was Cupid was the god of love in Rome mythology, and his arrow could cause one to love the person she first saw. After being struck by it, in Hindi mythology, Karamdeva Karamdeva is the god of love. He wielded a bow and arrows, but the bow is made of slug sugar cane made up of sugarcane with string of honeybee, while his arrow are decorated with five different kinds of flower. Arjun's bow from the epic Mahabharata is called a Gandiva. Gandiva gives its users secure victory. Hindu mythology also tells about some divine arrows like Pasupatha, Pasupatha, the Brahmastra. How many kinds of shields are there in mythology? Mythology is full of excited tale of shield with magical powers. The Aegis was the shield belongs to the mighty Greek god Zeus, which was also used by his daughter Athena. Shield from British mythology include the shield of Galahad, one of the great knight of King Arthur Round Table. This shield was made by King Avilake, a ruler of the ancient city of Saras, and was adorned adorned with a red cross painted with the blood of Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple disciple of Jesus Christ who donated his own tomb for the burial of Jesus. Man, hard to speak the words. The shield of Lankitos, the Lancelot, the most famous of Arthur's knight, was given him by Lady of Lake. It instantly cured him of tiredness and gave him the strength of 3 men. Amazing fact: Wall of Shields. Ancient Greek soldiers fought side by side in tight row called phalanx. Phal- Phalanx. Each soldier's shield overlapped his neighbor's, thus making a strong wall of shield that protected by entire group. This formation was referred as the Wall of Shield. Okay, nice. What are the famous swords in mythology? Beowulf, a legendary weapon from Ang- Anglo-Saxon verse, has a magical sword called Hunting that never failed its user. Japanese, sorry, Japanese mythology narrates the thrilling tale of Kasungan Kusangai no man. Japanese words are so tough to pronounce. A sword belongs to the Japanese god Susanoo. This sword appeared from the tail of Furious, ferocious, ferocious dragon that Susanoo killed. The sword of Piles, a magical sword that makes its wielder victorious in battle or hurt, appears in Greek mythology. Greek mythology also has a sword of death, a great sword that can kill a person if you just cut off a tiny bit of her of their hair. Kurtana. Kurtana is the magical sword of Ogier the Dane. In Irish mythology, Fragades, Frag, Fragades, known as the answered or the retaliator, was the sword of Manannan MacLear, god of sea. No armor could stop this weapon, and it would grant the wielder command over the power of wind. I don't know what should I do about this. I'm getting hard time to read all these books, so but okay anyway. If it's continue like this, I will gonna change the book because it's pretty hard for me to read all these words. Although after a few pages, I can see that there are some mm, points. Once these mythological weapons are gone, I can see I can read it. Maybe after 2-3 stream later, I will be able to read it fluently. Clarent was the name of the sword in stone which Arthur pulled free to become king of Britain. Excalibur was the sword that King Arthur received from the Lady of the Lake. The Grail sword was cracked holy sword with Sir Percival, one of King Arthur's knights bounded back together through the crack remained. The sword named Aerodite belongs to Lancelot. Terrifying cursed sword is said to be the sword of Odin in Wagner mythology. Durendal Reynolds Ronald sword is also said to be sword of Orlando in the medieval Italian wars. Hauticler was the sword of Oliver, a character in French epic The Sword of Ronald. So I'm gonna stop the stream here. I don't want to make it too long because I'm having a hard time to pronounce this word, and I can promise that I'm not gonna read it after ending the stream because I know it will be bad habit. But still, if I get the time, I will gonna look for more things here and there. If I don't get any other new books, then I'm gonna continue this book. Otherwise, I don't know. Should I continue or not? And I'm quite afraid that if I talk a lot about the weapons on my stream, my video might get taken down by YouTube or Twitch or Kick. I don't know where, but there's a huge chance that my video will get taken down. Anyway, it's my problem. I'm gonna take care of it. So I'm gonna end the stream here, and I noticed that some of you are watching my stream later, which I really don't expect it. Like, it's not possible. Like, I'm just reading a book with a very bad pronunciation, and still some people are watching my stream. Although nobody liked it or disliked it, that's a whole different things. But still, how they're reaching me, I don't know why. How? Anyway, no problem. If people are watching, if you're watching my stream later, let me know how am I just started learning. I mean, just started these things, reading book online and on stream, reading book on stream. Right now I'm not good at it, but still I will try my best. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Let's talk to you later.